Well, another beautiful week has come to an end.
And of course, every day makes us that much closer to Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I want to ask you a question. Are you ready? How was this week for you?
Well, it was okay. It was okay. Yeah, we made it. We crawled through it.
Yeah.
But hey, we know that we want you to share with us everything you're planning for Christmas.
Let us know that you're watching us. And use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC as usual. And we'll get to a point where we're going to start reading comments on the show.
So things are about to start happening. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, my name is Titilayo Oyinsong.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. You can stream with us live right now at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Then those comments, we're standing by for them. Take note, you can win goodies as well. The hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC for all social media platforms.
Yeah, and I would hope that you know that our app is also available for download, both on the Android and iOS store. Now, this app allows you to watch us from anywhere you are in the world.
Yes, so all those mobile devices, they just need to have our app on it. What can we say? We have so much happening today. We know for a fact that the woman that loves to give free things, Chef Ofe, is going to be in the kitchen, and we can't wait to see her. But we also have Oseni Edachi, who'll be starting us off with a musical performance this morning.
Yeah, and after that, Mike.
I get my money, I give you dollars. I give you dollars. You want time for front, you want time for back. Time for back.
Yes, indeed. Frank Ojo will be here. And, well, when it comes to visual art, we have a way of bringing you all those artists you should know, you should have heard about. And we'll be talking to him about some of his pieces soon enough.
For fashion, we have contemporary women's wear designer. I like that. Boria. She will be joining us and showcasing understated women's wear for the festive season. Understated.
Yes, you know some people don't like the loud stuff. Now we'll be bringing you a musical performance from the London with Love crooner, London Boy.
Also to come is more music, but this time from vocalist and songwriter Assorted.
Now, if you haven't heard, TVC recently launched its in-house creche. Now, we have highlights from that event, and of course, you might want to get a sneak peek at the facility. It's absolutely amazing. Now, you need to stay tuned for that one.
And lastly, we're going to be having a chat with professional MC and comedian, Sako the comedian.
Mr. Alibaba.
Yes, I'm very well, sir.
I mentored him.
Wow.
I mentored him, but people don't know. People don't know. Yeah, I was the one I saw. Yeah, I know he's celebrating 30 years on stage, but he has seen me. Do you know Reverend Samadeni?
Yes, sir. Don't tell me that you mentored Reverend Sam.
I mentored him, and then he started mentoring me, and now we're co-mentoring each other now.
Wow.
That's how simple I am.
Goodness me. Sometimes some of these comedians just take things too far. I don't know.
They're crazy.
But the skits make sense, though, you know. It's so easy to get comedy in the palm of your hand now, which actually made it weird for me because I was so used to comedians having all these big comedy shows before you can actually hear their jokes.
Oh, yeah.
So they run the risk of having their joke being told on someone's phone before they even perform it on stage. I don't know.
Yeah.
You just have to find a way to make your... there are issues where they tell jokes that are kind of similar, so but you just have to find a way to make your own unique to yourself. You know, that's just the.
I've seen some comedians where they said that somebody stole their joke and told it better.
Yeah.
So you know, so maybe drop the punchline in a more powerful way and all that.
Exactly.
But there are some people that. Yes, they're comedians, but they write jokes for popular comedians. So just find your space, just like songwriters that write for popular musicians. Once you find your space, then you're able to play.
With shows, when it comes to daily shows that have to do with, you know, satires. You have a whole team of writers, and so it's all about delivery. So the person you see in front just knows how to deliver. I mean, for instance, a Trevor Noah, a David Letterman, a Jay Leno, and all of that.
You remember?
There's a team.
Yeah, you remember when writers went on strike?
Yeah.
That's when I discovered that David Letterman had 9 writers on the show.
Nine is small. I'm telling you. So you
9
have them.
writers.
So they are about the most important people.
Yeah. No.
But you don't hear about them
The
so much.
writers make the show.
They're about the most
Yeah.
important people.
So it's so interesting that, you know, Ed Sheeran, the redhead did, he was writing songs for so many artists for about 6 years before he finally came out and said, you know what, he's going to go on the road with his own act. You know, he was obviously trained from childhood,
As a
you know,
songwriter.
as a songwriter, but he was always behind the scenes until someone just decides, you know what, I want to take the spotlight.
Even you know people like Babyface, L.A. Reid, and you know all those guys from way back.
Yeah, talking about,
So we're behind the scenes
I'm
initially.
telling you, talking about songwriting. That's why I like when I think about our song like R. Kelly. I'm like, this dude should be like the richest artist ever.
It should be.
R.
Yeah.
Kelly.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this is not just somebody who would deliver. He wrote songs. I mean, he wrote for the great MJ also.
Oh yeah, several
So
songs. Several songs.
this guy should be, but man,
Life.
when your village,
Talent is not always enough.
it's not. You know, if you, I want to say when your village will press red remote, when you yourself press red remote on
By
your
yourself.
or by yourself,
Okay.
your talent can help you.
We have to take the news now, and Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa has signed the 2020 appropriation budget of 395 billion naira into law. It's 5 billion naira more than the 2019 budget, with recurrent expenditure of 172 billion naira and capital expenditure of 333 billion. A part of the state's government's plan are the setting up of 9 technical schools and the completion of the storm drainage projects and roads.
It now becomes obvious that we have a document with which, a financial document with which we can work, and we have the financial document early enough, and that now means that we'll have to hit the ground running early enough in 2020. And it is very instructive for us as members of the executive branch of government that we will have no complaints. We only pray that God will provide the resources as we have projected within the budget in terms of revenue. And once those resources do come as projected, I believe that we'll do the best that we can to cause the execution of the various projects and programs in such a manner that it will be very impactful on the lives of our people.
Now, the Nigerian police force is reassessing its methods in dealing with the disposal of explosive devices as a key component of the war on terror. Its commissioner in charge of the explosive ordnance disposal says the need to fine-tune its strategies is timely with the year heading into the final days. Senior correspondent Ivy Kanu reports.
EOD base and unit commanders are converging in Lagos for the 4th quarterly conference of senior officers across the country. The theme is strategy reassessment in the fight against internal security threats. The commissioner and his team say proactive steps by security agencies have tactically lowered the capacity of terrorists in the country.
We are liaising with stakeholders in this particular field to see how we will be able to nip in the bud any illegal activity that is about to take place or that has already taken place, and we'll see how we are going to block up all those gaps.
He acknowledged that there were challenges in spite of which they cannot afford to fail the nation.
A major strategy in this regard demands that we do better at this time in terms of emplacing intelligent innovations, identify and map out black spots on physical insecurity. This requires vigilance on our environment, fortification of security of explosive magazines and other stores where they are kept, and monitoring of the CBRN materials in all bases across the country.
There are more than 50 senior commanders in attendance. Ivy Kano, TVC News, Lagos.
And the Department of Petroleum Resources has embarked on mapping of liquefied petroleum gas refilling plants in Ogun State. The exercise is to enhance safety, conduct proximity analysis, and to enhance surveillance and enforcement. TVC News' Kazim Oloe reports.
As one of the strategies to reduce disasters caused by liquefied petroleum gas in the society, the Department of Petroleum Resources has deployed technology to monitor and evaluate gas plants that conform with the required standard and those operating illegally in the state. The mapping system, according to the operations controller of Abeokuta Field Office, reveals that about 70% of the gas facilities in Ado-Duota local government are illegal. The agency also confirmed that it has embarked on massive engagement and awareness creation for stakeholders in the oil and gas business. Leader of the Cooking Gas Kit Proprietors Association in Ogun State say they are ready to cooperate with the agency.
We are ready to follow the regulations of DPR if those regulations are pushed out. We thank the Abeokuta Field Office for giving this opportunity. Possibly this opportunity is not available elsewhere in Nigeria.
I know the DPR in Ogun State is really doing a lot, to make sure that we don't have proliferation of all these mushrooms, LPG operators in the states. And the urban planning department as well. They are really trying a lot. But Nigerians generally, they think there is money in LPG.
In line with the federal government's policy and aspiration to encourage gas utilization in every part of the country, the agency warned that citizens must ensure safety in domestic gas utilization. Kazim Olowe, TVC News, Abeokuta.
Well, that is on the news update for this hour. We're going to bring you the weather forecast for today, and after that, a quick break. Today is Friday, December 13th. We're looking at the newspaper headline. Lots of newspapers this morning, actually.
Of course.
And we're starting with The Punch.
The Punch has this headline. It says 15 injured, tension rises ahead of Edo APC rally. IG issues 2 orders in 24 hours, suspends reception rally. Event must hold, heavens won't fall, Oshomele group say. Now it also says, it also shows the scene of a protest on the left here in the photo story, and victims of clashes between supporters of the APC factions in Edo State in Benin City on Thursday. Very sad. Now, at the top of the page here, it says, Nigeria falls short of economic growth expectations, say the IMF. Buhari's kinsmen attack Aisha over villa crisis. Page 2 has more on that. Meanwhile, the U.S. charges 3 Nigerians, other with $18 million bank fraud. Disobedience to court orders, recipe for chaos, says the Sultan. Now, beside the masthead here, it says Labour threatens strike over non-payment of minimum wage. Nigeria has highest global HIV-infected babies, says the health minister. Now, that is a scary thought there. And moving to the bottom of the page here, it says federal government suspends Turkish Airlines operations in Nigeria. I wonder why. Then I'll wrap it with this one. 2 INEC staff jailed 42 years over Dezani 362 million naira bribes. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
Yeah, let's check out the Vanguard this morning. Presidency's jibe at US, UK, EU on rights abuses. NBA, Afenifere, Haneze, Ariwa youths, others blast federal government. And Senate probes alleged DSS invasion of court, rearrest of Showire. And NBA, court is a sanctuary that must not be desecrated. Pro-DSS protesters storm National Assembly, say election losers destabilizing Nigeria. 2 INEC staff get 21 years each in jail over 362 million naira Diazani's bribe. And federal government orders audit of all spectrum licenses. Nigeria will issue visa on arrival to all Africans from January, says President Buhari. And we didn't condemn Bayelsa Kogi polls, the office of the special advisor to the president there. And port service, NCAA to suspend Turkish Airlines operation if. You can find more on page 9. And court invasion, body of SANs asks Buhari to set up commission of inquiry. And finally, Nigeria to access $1 billion energy fund. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
We also have the Nation newspaper here, and it says, disquiet in Senate over 100 billion naira constituency cash. Now, no cause for alarm, says spokesman. Why confidence vote suffered setback? Story starts on the cover and wraps on page 7. Electricity workers end strike after deal with government. Ngige union leader clash there, and that was a very short strike.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it was up to 24 hours, was it? But it's interesting that they've already come to some kind of agreement. Nieti unveils owners of 270 oil and gas licenses. We need transparency, there's a quote right under that headline there. 50 die in Ondo, Akwa Ibom, Bauchi crashes, 6 killed in rivers. Very sad. Only 5 states paying 30,000 naira minimum wage. NLC threatens strike. And DSS clears Supreme Court Justice Okoro of misconduct. Returns seized $38,000 to him. That's what we have on the cover of the Nation.
The Nigerian Tribune's got the headline, IGP suspends Edo APC rally. Youths barricade airport, light bonfire, and government closes schools, or Shomole calls for calm. The 2 INEC staff jailed 21 years each for collecting bribe. Why blackout persists despite strike suspension, says TCN. And disobedience of court orders bad precedents, says the Sultan of Sokoto. And so Senate to probe alleged court invasion by DSS. Body of SANs demands probe. And finally, minimum wage, NLC prepares for showdown with governors on December 31st. That's what we have on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
I think we have about 30 seconds for the Daily Sun. It says, anarchy looms. NBA Sultan SANs warn. Shore says Senate seeks on the Shore issue. Senate seeks probe of DSS invasion of courtroom. At the bottom here it says 4 Nigerians, 11 others charged with $18 million cyber fraud in the U.S. And the federal government suspends Turkish airline operations over luggage crisis. Wow, interesting. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun.
That's about all that we can take on the newspaper headlines for this hour. There'll be more, of course, in the next hour. But now, take a break and be back with traffic in Lagos.
Okay, let's see how much we can help you when it comes to traffic this morning. And yeah, it's improving, I think, to a very large extent in Lagos. You can be a part of this. Tweet to us at TVC Connect with the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. And let's see how much we can help people around. All right, so this morning, let's look at the route heading to the island this morning as though you're coming from the mainland. It will take you just about, okay, let me just hold on for it to load. It'll take you just under, a little bit under 2 hours, depending on the route you take. If you're going to go via 10 mainland bridge to Ajah from the mainland, and as I'm talking about maybe from toll gate area, it'll take you just under 2 hours to get to Ajah this morning. The fastest route, okay, like I said, with the tolls, it'll take you an hour 7 minutes. Without the tolls, it'll take you an hour 39 minutes. But as it stands, it looks like, okay, no, that's Ajah heading, pardon me, that's Ajah heading towards the mainland. But if you're heading to Ajah, like I said, it'll take you an hour 43 minutes with tolls, right? 23 minutes you spend on the 3rd mainland bridge, of course, just before the Unilag waterfront. That is where it picks off. The traffic is heavy up until you get to Ring Road. Just about Ring Road, that roundabout there, it frees up and then you move up again. By the time you get into, let's see now, where exactly? Okay, Muyokunola Park, you know that place. Picks up heavy traffic, I don't know why, up until Lagos Oriental, even after Lagos Oriental, very, very heavy traffic. Frees up after that. I don't know the reason why that would be, but then if reports come in, we'll definitely let you know. But the road by 4 Points by Sheraton, of course, heading out of Oniru, it's also quite tight heading out of Oniru. If you're heading back to the mainland, it's a bit tight, but if you're heading towards the other way, it's free. It's free up until, in fact, Lekki Ekpe Expressway, up until you get to Ajah. If you're heading that way, it's free. Now let's talk about the return journey. From Ajah, as though you're heading towards the mainland. Now that one, of course, will take you faster. It'll take you just barely an hour, 7 minutes. So it's almost free. The only part where you're going to have issues this morning will be around just after Chevron. So you're heading just after Chevron up until before, I think it's 4th, 5th roundabout. Yomi, where do you have the house on the rock? Is it the 4th or the 5th roundabout?
I think
well, between the 3rd and the 4th.
Yeah.
Okay, so just okay. So let me say, from the indications I get, just before the 4th roundabout, that's where you're going to do. Now, as much as possible, due to some situations that happened last night, I would want to say that do your best to check out social media handles or maybe even your maps before you go out.
Speaking of social media, Mike, so sorry to cut you. You mentioned Ozumba Mbadiwe and you were wondering why that Oniru Junction was tight. So I just found something online at Follow Lasma. Says an upturned diesel tanker at BJ Junction, Inward Civic Center, is occupying the entire road as the body has separated from the head and is on both sides of the road.
Yeah, and this is VI. VI rush hour, so that is quite bad, happening right now. So that's along Ozumba.
Yes.
So if you're coming into Victoria Island through Bonny Camp or anything like that, just go. You might need to go through alternative routes. Either go on top of the bridge towards Adeola Odeku or some other, maybe through Ikoyi.
So if you don't know BJ Corner, that BJ junction is actually the junction right after the 1004 junction if you're coming from the mainland heading towards Oniru.
Yeah.
So it is the junction just before the Mobile junction where the Lagos State schools are. So it's just before School Junction. Now there's a traffic advice here. It says movement from Toll Plaza connecting Ozumba Mbadiwe to CMS Obalende is now being diverted through School Corner, which is actually the Mobile Junction corner. Yeah. That takes you all the way to KPMG and all the others. Now, if you're coming the other way, the journey from Marina Obalende to connect Lekki are being diverted through Civic Center. So the Civic Center junction is not affected. It's the one immediately after.
Yeah. So so this traffic advice is from at Follow Lasma. So that's the traffic advice for this morning. So all the social media handles are tweeting the same thing. Some are saying around Quillox, some are saying 1004.
Yeah.
But it's Ozumba, so a section of Ozumba, by the way, this morning.
All right. I don't know what's up with Fridays and tankers. Of course, today there should be, I don't know, Redeem should be having a program. I heard about that. I'm not very sure, but I heard reports like that. So today's might just be very, very tight. It's expected. With this tanker now on the island, and then, of course, program in the evening and all of that, hey, come on, you have to be careful today on the road, all right? That's all we can take on the reports in traffic this morning. I'll go join you guys now.
All right. Okay, so, there is something trending online, the term Friday the 13th. Have you heard that before?
Oh yeah, it was a movie back in the 80s, in the early 80s.
It's been a superstition, a day filled with superstition all over the world for many years. When I was younger, my mom used to tell me, not to do strange things.
On Friday the 13th.
Not to whistle, don't go out after a certain time of the day.
On Friday the 13th.
Yes. And every time there's like Friday the 13th and you're supposed to plan some kind of event.
But you know that happened because of the movie.
I don't know, but
it's like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. So there's the urban legend, right? There's a fear of the number. The number 13 is an unlucky number, as it were. It even has its phobia. The phobia for the number 13 is triskaidekatraphobia. Triskaidekatraphobia.
Wow.
And then the fear of Friday the 13th is paraskevidekatraphobia.
As in, it's like an actual thing.
So it's been there, it's an actual thing. So when Friday and 13th come together, man, you're told to...
and that's the number one trending thing even in Nigeria.
So, Friday the 13th. Okay.
Don't go out, don't drive anyhow. Don't go, if I don't drive,
don't pick a fight
just
with
sleep,
someone.
just sleep in your house. That's what they are.
Don't pick a fight with anyone. Don't pour salt on the floor. There's so many things about that. And it's interesting that it's still actually trending till now.
No, it's today. We are quite a very superstitious society as Africans. There are things that you grew up and you don't do some kind of things because I don't know, superstition. I think it's an issue of belief. You understand? What you believe works for you. That's what I think. What you believe works for you.
Anyhow.
Because if you there's some people who that no matter what happens, they feel like, okay, there are some kind of things that can happen to them, and it probably doesn't happen to them. But for those who feel that, okay, these things will happen to me, I don't know. But I believe
I think internationally and locally as well, people have all sorts of superstitions. Don't walk under ladders.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I don't. That's true.
Under ladders.
Don't. Under ladders.
What kind of ladder? What do you?
So any ladder.
Okay.
I never walk under.
Things like don't step over a pregnant woman, otherwise the child will look like you. Very strange.
You don't cross an elderly person's legs. You will cross back. It's one slap on the back. So maybe if your reverse gear, like a human being, you are D. When they go there, they'll use slap and change it to R. Then you now cross back. So you don't do those kind of things.
So just very strange superstition. Maybe we should ask our viewers what's your own superstition?
Yeah, what's your own?
But most of the things that we fear, almost 100% of the things that we fear never happen. Never happen.
Wow.
I don't know.
So almost all the things that we fear. Okay. So there are some people that have a lifelong fear that they're going to be bitten by a dog.
Oh wow! Of course.
So they have that fear. So they keep expecting that it will happen until they discover that they're 70 years old and it's never happened. That they've never been bitten by a dog, but they still have that fear. So what fears do you have? It's likely that it's never going to happen.
Your superstitions, your fears. Yeah. What are your fears? There's some people that don't do some kind of things.
Yeah. You never plan a wedding or a birthday or a party on Friday the 13th, for instance.
Oh, do we plan?
Never.
Did you know if you hear that something about mango and soda? Gary, is it mango and Gary or
there's mango and Gary?
There's mango and Gary. That if you take it together or something, I don't know, the cyanide. So guys, however, the cyanide in the Gary and the
cyanide.
The mango,
suddenly, I don't know, like if you take the two together.
Suddenly your jaw.
How is there cyanide in Gary, for goodness sake?
I don't know.
There's a trace amount of cyanide.
There's a little bit. Yeah, just a
trace amount. So
whoa!
It's like iron. It's like iron tablets.
So they came up and when they go, then they now draw the molecular structure. And now somebody just talk something. If it be true, wow! I don't even see mango and I see Gary. You just say, Satan, is that you? Today is just not a day to go and try watching a horror movie. I found out some. You see, the mind is very strong.
Yeah.
The mind can make something that is not real seem to be there.
Very true.
And so I had some instances, some things growing up where, okay, for me, of course, the one I was scared about the most was, for me, the biggest zombie flick ever, which is Hot Cash, Willy Willy.
Yeah.
Willy Willy was the image. You don't believe that last year I saw a throwback of Willy Willy.
And
that
it
night,
scared you.
It don't scare me. But it brought back the memories of
Very
scare. So I
scared.
was scared in second person. You know what I'm saying? When you are scared, that you were scared when you were younger. So it's not full scare. But it's like, hi, this thing finished me, but sha, really. Yeah. So I saw this throwback.
Yeah.
And I saw the makeup as I said, geez, when I saw that face again, that soundtrack.
Anyhow, in some places around the world, it's not just Friday the 13th, it's also a full moon, so you know.
Full moon, Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't be scared about anything.
No, we don't.
Just go out and do what. If you need to pick up a check today, better go and pick it. Oh boy.
I fear of checks.
Please stay with us. We have a quick break, but we'll be back.
Best music is sure to come your way on Fridays on Wake Up Nigeria. Afro-pop singer and dancehall artist Pat Olli is one of our very first acts this morning. It's going to be doing a brand new track called Oya Dance. Just the kind of thing you need on a Friday morning to just get your weekend going. How you doing, Pat Olli?
Fine, sir.
All right, so you've been doing music for about 7 years now.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's amazing. And of course, how has the response been? Can you use the microphone? So how's the response to your music been through the years?
It's been good. We're moving.
Moving. So talk to us about this Oya Dance track that is out now. So that's a recent song, your latest single?
Yes. Actually, the song is about you just stand up and dance. Because before doing the song, I felt like my fellow Nigerians, everybody are worried, and sometimes they just need something to get off that stress. So I decided to go into the studio and I titled the song Oya Dance.
Oya Dance. Forget all your problems and just get your dance on. All right. So that's talk to us about the production of the song. Who were the guys that worked with you on it?
I wrote the song myself, and the producer, his name is called Baby Boy, and he has worked on some tracks like Ijo by DJ Copy. He produced some songs for DJ Neptune, Indo West, and some other big artists.
So the producer's name is Baby Boy.
Yeah,
So
Baby
over
Boy.
the years, I mean, it's been 7 years for you in the music industry. The kinds of producers that you've worked with, and you know the places your music has taken you to. Talk to us about that journey.
Okay, actually, I would say Oya Dance is that song that made me to work with DJ Copy, because after she heard the song, she was like, wow, I really want to work with this guy. And every other places I've performed the song is a pass mark for me.
Wow, that's very good. That's very good. Anyway, looking forward to it. So as this year is ending and we're looking forward to 2020, what should we be expecting from Pat Olli? Talk to us, man.
You'll be expecting some good tunes, because I have some songs coming out soon titled Dolakpo. Though it's a cover of Whiskey, Ghetto Love. The song is great, and I'm not going to disappoint you.
All right, looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pat Olli, and the song is Oya Dance.
My crown, now. Fine, baby, take it, go down, now. If you dance to the beat, you go win my crown, now. Oh, yeah, bring it closer. Feeling my song, you come boogie down. Dance, you go dance until you tire. From Nigeria to Panya, the Colomenta. Where you they bring it closer is nice. Make all the guys.
Now you've had a whole week of hard work. You've been working hard, and now is the time to relax.
There's still work today. I like this feeling I'm getting from the really black coffee I drank.
Yeah, nice.
It's giving me an extra,
push. Right. Punch.
I just feel like a punch. I just feel very energized.
Now,
I feel good edition of Wake Up Nigeria is here. It's Friday, and it's just a vibe,
And just what you need till happy hour rolls by. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. As always, we are streaming live right now, tvcentertainment.tv, and on Facebook as well.
TVC Connect is a handle you need to look out for, of course, with our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Send in your comments with that hashtag so we can see them.
We have an app available for you for download both on the Android and iOS store. And this app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world.
Now, one of our favorites is back. Now, when I say favorite, like Chef Ofe can do no wrong.
She's generous like that.
When she comes into the studio, the place brightens up, you know.
Yeah.
Look at that smile.
Just gives us free stuff.
We've missed her so much.
Nothing free.
Ofe means free, Yoruba.
Ofe.
No, it doesn't. In my language, it doesn't. It means wealth, actually.
Wealth.
Okay, it means wealth in your
Yep.
language. But in our language, it means free, so we know that it's going to be...
My language counts, not yours, for now.
Yeah. And hey, we have quite a bit happening today.
We're starting with art display for the second hour. And happening shortly, visual artist Franco Joe is going to be talking to us about some of his works.
And then, of course, Mike will have a guest right here in the studio for a review and preview of the EPL games for this weekend.
For fashion, we have contemporary women's designer, Borea. She will be showcasing understated women's wear for this festive season.
And then we have another musical performance. The London Love crooner, rather. London Boy will be here.
Some people like to put a sandal. Make you rain them
Also to come is another musical performance, this time from vocalist and songwriter Assorted.
Now, we have a brand new creche that's just opened at TVC. It was launched earlier this week. You need to stick around for a sneak peek at this beautiful facility.
And finally, we have a comedian in the building. This is also an MC. His name is Sako the Comedian.
I have to watch channels. I have to talk to my daughter Ariolua. I said, Daddy, okay, after PJ Maxx. She's privileged. Sometimes I have to sing for my children to eat. Sometimes my daughter will say, Daddy, it's not pink plate. I can't eat. Pink plate. They put the plate in. We didn't even have our own plate. They put it in the middle. And you compete for it. You can't drink water.
Okay, speaking of comedy shows, I just want to, there are a bunch of things that I saw online yesterday. I was like, look, you can't be bored this December.
Not at all.
It depends.
You have a little bit, if you need a bit of money though.
Let me
just go over a few. I won't take all. Fella's Republic and the Kalakuta Queens.
Yeah.
Twitter NG party. There's a Twitter NG party.
Yeah,
That's
I
crazy.
heard about that actually.
There are several stage plays. There's one called Hertitude. There's Cody and the Kids Family Christmas. You can just go there with your family and have fun.
There's Moremi, I believe.
Yeah, there's Moremi.
Yeah.
Gods Are Not to Blame.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Downfall Boss Experience. I don't know what that is. All of these are 14, 15 from starting today, Friday, all the way to December 31st. There's something called Decentering the D. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that is myself.
Tenny live in concert. The Billionaire Experience, just 5K.
Dirty December.
We did.
Yeah, there's one called
there was
Dirty
coffee tasting the other day. This one is chocolate tasting.
That's
On December 18th.
That's Mary.
Then there's art exhibitions.
There are art exhibitions. There's something happening in Native Land. I don't know what that is, but they want 10K. I don't know. All right. Okay, there's flight time music experience for like 3 days.
Well, many people have
Rhythm
gone,
Unplugged. Crazy.
I think Future should be around. There's Boys to Men.
Then there's the Stallion or something.
Yeah, there's some old school guys. There's Boys to Men. There's some like after Cardi B has just come and just dropped the thing now. Naija is like destination. By the way, I don't know what we gave her. Man, she's just she's
still loving
sounding
on us.
out the country. I think she has done so much in such a short time.
Yeah.
And that's real. That's
Even other artists like her, once they hear Nigeria now, it's now, okay, it looks like a nice place that I want to go.
Yeah.
She was,
so
she goes
tourism
back.
for Nigeria, at least during the seasons like Christmas, let it become a destination, because in most countries around the world now it's cold, it's freezing, but we have the sun, we have the beaches, we have
so anyway,
the hotels,
one or two
we
more.
have everything.
So there's still one other flight time. They said everything Savage for Tiwa Savage.
Wow.
Then Made in Lagos Festival, that's on 23rd. Bears Live in Lagos.
So Bez is a friend of the house now. He's a friend
So
of
lots of
TVC,
stuff, lots of all the way till 31st. I mean, there are like 2-3 events on some
Dare
days.
not be bored.
January 1st, I mean, yeah.
Go Manisha.
January 1st is Alibaba now.
Yeah, Alibaba.
Go money.
All right, so it's about time for us to take the news updates.
Yes, indeed. And Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa has signed the 2020 appropriation budget of 395 billion naira into law. It's 5 billion naira more than the 2019 budget, with a recurrent expenditure of 172 billion naira and capital expenditure of 233 billion. A part of the state's government's plan setting up of 9 technical schools and the completion of storm drainage projects and roads. The Nigerian police force is reassessing its methods in dealing with the disposal of explosive devices as a key component of the war on terror. Its commissioner in charge of explosive ordnance disposal says the need to fine-tune its strategies is timely with the year heading into its final days. Senior correspondent Ivy Kanu reports.
EOD base and unit commanders are converging in Lagos for the 4th quarterly conference of senior officers across the country. The theme is strategy reassessment in the fight against internal security threats. The commissioner and his team say proactive steps by security agencies have tactically lowered the capacity of terrorists in the country.
We are liaising with stakeholders in this particular field to see how we will be able to nip in the bud any illegal activity that is about to take place or that has already taken place, and we'll see how we are going to block up all those gaps.
He acknowledged that there were challenges in spite of which they cannot afford to fail the nation.
A major strategy in this regard demands that we do better at this time in terms of emplacing intelligent innovations, identify and map out black spots on physical insecurity. This requires vigilance on our environment, fortification of security of explosive magazines and other stores where they are kept, and monitoring of the CBRN materials in all bases across the country.
There are more than 50 senior commanders in attendance. Ivy Kano, TVC News, Lagos.
And now to the Senate, where the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters is investigating the circumstances surrounding the alleged invasion of the courtroom by officers of the Department of State Services. This comes 1 week after the incident happened and 48 hours after the House of Representatives debated the matter. Chairman of the committee, Okpayemi Bamidele, raised the point of order, stating that the desecration of the court has resulted in public outcry and should not be swept under the carpet. But this has to be investigated in line with Order 43 of the Senate Standing Rule, which leaves no room for debate by lawmakers for lack of incontrovertible facts and evidence. The President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, directed the committee to interface with the relevant security agencies and report back in 1 week. Well, that's the news update for this hour. Stay tuned. In the building is Chef, not Ofe.
Omo Kofe. That's the long form. Child is wealth.
Child is
so
wealth.
You begin to appreciate that name and stop calling me free.
Okay, well, let's deal with that. I apologize for that. But anyway, I'm seeing goat meat. I'm seeing
Pepper mix.
Pepper mix,
yeah.
Onions.
Goat meat broth.
Goat meat broth,
yeah.
seasoning, whatever else, spices and
parsley,
stuff. Parsley.
Cucumber.
And I thought this was Gary, but it's not Gary.
No, it's not Gary. It's couscous.
Couscous,
Yes.
and of course a cucumber.
Cucumber.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. So we are making goat meat.
Spicy goat meat on couscous.
Spicy goat meat on couscous. Very, very simple.
Very
And
fast.
very simple, very fast. Well, that's once you have all the ingredients
Yeah, when you
together.
have all the ingredients, definitely.
Okay, so
yeah.
it looks like you guys always give me something to do on the weekend. So it looks like I'm going to be...
This is very fast. And it's healthy. Healthier than rice. Definitely.
It's healthier than rice. Okay,
Yeah.
that's really, that's nice to know. That's very, very nice to hear. Okay, so typically once we have all this together, what's the first thing that we do?
This one is almost like the last thing, so the couscous is like the last thing, so I tend not to
Oh,
get to
we
it.
didn't put, we didn't add our...
Yeah, ground soya oil.
The ground soya oil that we're going to be using to
Which is
put
very, a
everything
very
together.
healthy form of cooking oil. if
Oh,
you
healthy
ask me.
form,
Yes,
okay.
Soya,
Because it's soya, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Then. All right, cool, excellent. So the first thing we
So
do...
the first thing, I'm going to fry the goat meat.
The goat meat.
Yeah, to be a little bit crisp, but not too
Not
dry.
too crispy, not too dry.
Yeah, then I'll make the pepper sauce and just all that comes together.
But
I'm
I have
heating the water.
hot... Okay, just heating the
Yeah,
water.
for the couscous.
For the couscous,
Yeah,
okay.
I needed the plate to get hot, so I just put the water on there. But the couscous is actually the last thing I'm going to do.
So typically this will take, what, like 30 minutes?
Well, okay, aside the boiling of the meat, which will take, you don't have to use goat meat actually. You can use chicken, which is faster. You can use fish, but just anything, any protein you come across with. But aside the meat, every other thing, less than 20 minutes.
Less than 20 minutes,
Yeah,
okay.
max, yeah.
Okay, excellent, excellent. I don't know if we can put the ingredients on the screen for you there so that we can get everything that we're trying to say. I'm just wondering what these are though. This
is thyme.
Okay, thyme.
This
and
is coriander for the
coriander.
couscous. Yeah, for the couscous.
Okay, I was
I
wondering
like
what
the
that was.
flavor, the
Okay,
aroma.
I thought it was yaji that they put in
No,
suya.
it's coriander.
Okay,
Yeah.
then this is curry.
Curry, yeah.
Okay, salt.
Yay, you know.
Of course.
This is salt, and this is my special seasoning mix. Sorry.
Special seasoning.
Can't reveal.
Chef offers special
But
seasoning
you could actually
mix.
use regular bouillon cubes. Don't look, you would not know. And even if you know,
I'm trying to
please
figure out
don't
where-
say it out.
Okay. Okay, so Chef offers special seasoning mix.
Yeah.
Maybe we should patent it and put it in like in
Yeah, I
small
think
containers
so.
and
Yeah,
start
we
selling.
should.
You know I'm a marketing guy, so yeah.
We need to talk business.
Yeah, we should. Okay, so all of this goes into the meat or into the mix?
Into the mix, yeah. There's
Into
sauce.
the pepper mix.
Yes,
That's the
pepper
pepper
mix,
sauce
yes,
there.
yes.
Okay, so while this water is looks like the water is taking.
Yeah, we can start frying our goat meat.
Okay, so should I move this out of the way and put it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So
Nice, chef.
you know, it's always so helpful around the kitchen.
Nice.
That's me for you. And so let me put that away.
Yeah.
So some grand pure
Yeah.
soy oil.
I like
or
the fact that it's properly sealed. So once you are buying, it's not going to spill.
Yeah.
Properly sealed. Yeah.
So let me help out with that. So you tell me when
To stop. Yeah.
Pour some of that.
Go.
I should keep going.
Go.
So this is to fry the goat meat?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, so this is fine.
Yeah,
This is
that's
good.
fine.
Excellent. So in order to fry the goat meat, I will put anything in there, or since it's already cooked,
It's
there's
already cooked. It has been seasoned and
seasoned already.
spiced. Yeah.
Okay.
1 minute.
And then to start with, are we putting the onions in there, or is there anything else?
Once the goat meat is fried, I take it out. I reduce the oil, then put in onions. Then when it's caramelized a little, I put in
Caramelized. I like that word.
and I put in the pepper mix.
Okay, yeah, so the pepper mix goes in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
the water should actually be less than this so that it cooks faster. Yeah. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try to
Drain it
sieve
a
out,
bit, okay.
yes, the rough mix as against the water and put it in there. You could put everything together, but it just reduces your cooking time.
Okay. So then after that, the goat meat goes back in.
Yes, it goes back in.
Right.
Yeah, it goes back
Okay,
in.
so I'm wondering what then happens with the parsley and the,
Sorry, excuse
goat
me.
meat broth.
Yeah, when this is dry, put in the goat meat broth too. Cook it all up, yeah. This is for garnishing, this is for garnishing.
So anyway, so all of that is going on, and we're going to be frying our goat meat in a bit. Yeah. I'm going to have to try and keep everybody away from the kitchen once that goat meat starts frying, because you know how it is. It's just, TT and Mike especially.
Mike.
Anyway, so while that is going on, we have a package for you. Recently, we launched a creche right here in TVC. Let's take a look.
Oftentimes, beauty and entertainment go together, so we're eager to go and see the beautiful world of a creche built by the management of TVC Communications for staff children between the ages of 3 to 24 months. Wow, awesome, isn't it? From the aerial view, the creche speaks of class, elegance, and of course, care. The management say the creche was set up as part of their promise of a great place to work experience for all staff.
So at TVC we have a staff association where members of staff can come and meet the management every month. And 2 years ago when we started the association, they asked, could they have a creche? Because childcare is obviously a big issue for working mums and working dads here at TVC. We've 550 staff, and we've got a lot of young staff, young married couples who have young babies as well. So we thought, wow, you know, that's a big ask. But we sat down and we did the numbers and we worked hard to see could we make this work for our staff, because we knew it was a really important objective for our staff to have. We made the numbers work. We set about building it. We only started building it last October, and as you can see here today, we have a really world-class facility.
The CEO had to really negotiate with the board to ensure that this got done. And I think him explaining to the board how this will boost staff morale, you know, also helped in us acquiring the funds for it.
From the reception, through the walkway, the lounge, the prep rooms, every corner speaks of a haven for these little children who will be soon admitted for daycare from January 2020. The staff members are all thankful and of course grateful for it happening at this time.
I feel better about this place. It's very nice and great. I'm so happy to have this type of thing in our environment.
Coming here, I saw a lot of creativity, first of all, and the pattern at which it was built was very world-class. Yes, this is a state-of-the-art facility.
This is what TVC is doing right now, providing quality care with this amazing facility. I mean, if there's a particular word for this place, it's wow.
The creche management also share more of their plan.
A home away from home, a support system that moms could go to bed with, a facility and a setting that would give a mother complete peace of mind.
All things bright and beautiful rightly captures the feeling you get when you step into the newly built staff creche located on the premises of the TVC Communications campus. Doesn't it make you feel like being a child again? It's so colorful, bright, and it makes you just feel very warm and secure about putting your children in a creche like this.
It's Friday, and normally we do this on Thursdays, but just for today we had to just tweak things a bit. We're having art display this Friday. Now, something quite very unique about this artist we have here in the house. For almost every artist I've interviewed or I've spoken to started drawing from when they were kids, so they found out that talent. But this one was almost done with his teenage years before he started learning how to draw. Hadi, you're welcome. It's great to have you in the house.
Thank you very much.
So we're going to draw quite a lot of inspiration from this guy, because he didn't start drawing from when he was a kid. He actually went to learn how to draw at about 19.
19 years.
19. Tell us about that. Why did you decide? I mean, 19. A lot of people will feel like, okay, there's some other things that you know how to do and you want to continue, but learning how to draw at 19, how did that happen?
Yes, it started when I applied, I wrote my first jam and didn't make it. And instead of sitting at home for the next 1 year till I take the second exam, I decided to go and learn how to draw, because when I was in secondary school, I was just drawing in little tiny, little things. So, but I wasn't proficient at it at all. My friends were good. I just admired them and just drew little things. So when I went to learn how to draw from the artist, he taught me how to make cards, because he was more of making, he was into making cards, handmade greeting cards, than drawing and painting. But I went for painting. He wasn't doing that. So that's made me leave him later on, but I had to master that craft, and it wasn't a regret, it was a bonus to me. Yeah, so I had to learn how to draw and paint from 2 other artists just to be good at it.
All right, so this is a wonderful greeting card you have here. Now, just the advent of social media, you know, there's a lot, I don't think people exchange cards as much as before, but we still do. We still do. It's traditional, it's Christmas and we exchange cards and all of that. But this is a greeting card that you put together, and you're still doing cards, of course, but like you said, you started with cards, but you wanted to learn how to draw and paint. You're still doing cards. How is it like, the market of cards, moving cards? How is it like?
Like you said, back then, when I started how to draw from my teacher, then he was making good money from cards making, because with that, he was able to buy his house, build his house, buy cars. Then it was really paying. Because governors, when they get elected into the office, their friends come around to make giant cards, 2 feet, 3 feet for them. So that brought in much money for them, and that was how he was making it then.
Okay, so let's just rush over. Let's talk about your artworks. Okay. What is this? What material is? This is beautiful, I must say. What material did you use to put this together? And,
this is a black biro. Okay. A black biro on paper.
All right, black biro on paper. It looks lovely. Of course, you told me that you use pencil for the framework.
Yes.
But then you complete with the biro. Yes. All right, wonderful. How about this one?
This is pencil all through. Pencil sketch, yes.
Okay, pencil sketch all through. This is beautiful.
That's colored biro.
One. This is colored biro.
Yes.
Wonderful, great. All right, is there anyone one that would want to?
This. Okay, this is a colored biro too.
Okay, this is colored biro.
No, this oil on canvas.
Oil on canvas.
But it's an impression work, like not the real work that you tune to the finest soft blends. So it's not blended. The work is not blended. You just have impression of strokes and your paint on it. So that's how it
wonderful, wonderful. And then this one, let's round up with this one.
Sketch.
This is a biro sketch.
Blue biro sketch.
Wonderful. So what kind of word would you have for aspiring artists who want to do? What do they need to know? Let's round up with that.
Okay, the first thing is that you can learn how to draw and paint at any time you decide to.
Wonderful.
Because the very critical thing you need to have is the desire, your interest. If you are not interested in doing it, you just can't, no matter how you try. And the fact that you're not doesn't mean that you have to stick with drawing and painting. There are other forms of art, like what I'm putting on is an art, is batik, it's a batik art, yes. So I did it myself, yes. So that's, you can go into different areas of art. You can decide to be a graphic artist and all that. So just put your mind into that creativity.
Thank you very much, Hadi. It was great talking to you.
Thank you
like
very
I said, it's an inspiration. He started at 19. Hey, come on. You can start, like he said, at whatever age. All you need to do is just have the passion and the desire to do it, right? Like I said, the passion and the desire, that's all he said, eh? All right. Okay, so, but then there's some of his artworks also that we'll get to see while we're still inspiring ourselves. You see some of his artworks. Yeah, that's it. We didn't get to see this one there, but we'll just talk to us about that one that we just saw. That's a Governor Kowa.
Yes, when I served in Delta State, yes.
Okay, you served in Delta State,
yes.
And you put up that one together.
Yes.
Wonderful. You know, something about you is your versatility. I can see that there's a lot, you know, because a lot of artists tend to specialize in probably just one area and all of that, but you're quite versatile.
That's true.
The versatility, does it take away from you being an expert in all of them? Or, you know, like people say at times, a jack of all trades. This is one trade, yeah? But does the versatility, is it a plus or a minus for you? What do you think about it?
It's a plus. It's a plus in the sense that it depends on how you open your mind to learning new things.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I started with pencil because for anywhere you have to start with pencil.
Pencil, yes,
yeah,
something
pencil
that you can
just to draw it and erase
it
good. So I started that way, and I began to see different styles of artworks, biro and oil color. So I had a dream to get to that point because I admire their work. So there's no best one among them.
Okay.
It depends on your preference and what you choose. So that's what you go for.
Okay.
Because you know, you have your clients, you have your customers that patronize you. So if they want variety, you should be able to give them those kind of variety.
Right, wonderful. Now, let's talk about what you're wearing. It's batik, like you said, there's the star and then and you did this,
Yes,
right?
I did it.
So this is also an artwork and all that. Let's talk about batik also. How did you start? How did you get into making batik?
Batik, yes. You know, this is, there's no doubt that, like for the card business, it has really gone down in Nigeria. You know, people can send e-cards and all
exactly,
that.
exactly.
So, depends on times and seasons. You might not really be having. Sometimes there are not much clients around. So I'd say I know that people like to wear clothes daily and designers more than, in quotes, more than they want to do a portrait of themselves. So that's why I decided to learn this batik craft. That was this year. I went to Oshogbo at Nike Art Gallery to learn it. So and that's it.
Hadi is really some inspiration. Thank you very much. I've gotten some inspiration today. All right, let's head over. Yomi, please ensure that my couscous and my goat meat is well prepared. Yomi and Ofe, I hope both of you are doing what you should do.
All right, welcome back to the kitchen. Yeah. I'm right here with the one and only Chef Ofe.
I've been having a ball. Yomi is just doing
I'm doing all the work. I'm doing all the work here.
It's like holiday in here.
So, so wrapping up the frying of the goat meat.
Yeah.
And this is a male goat meat, you said.
Male goat meat.
And the reason it's a male goat meat is because it's softer.
Softer.
More tender.
More tender.
Than the female goat meat,
it
which
cooks
is
faster than the female goat.
Yeah, but you said the female goat is...
It's sweeter.
Tastier.
Tastier. Yeah, but they are both tasty, but
yeah, the female goat is tastier.
Yes, tastier.
And
please don't apply that to human beings in any way.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so we're reducing the oil.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Yeah, more.
More, okay, a little bit more. So that we can get it ready, get the pan ready for a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right, so we can get the pan ready for for the pepper sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 1 minute.
All right, so so once this heats up, we're gonna. What's the next thing we're gonna do?
Onions. I think it should be hot.
So the onions should go in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
See, I've gotten used to you doing
Yeah,
all the work,
you're making. Yeah, I like that. You're letting me.
Go
you're
ahead.
trusting me to do this.
Because I'm here.
Yes, please just monitor and observe.
Yeah.
All right. Everything.
Everything. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to let that caramelize a little.
So we'll let it caramelize.
A little.
So let's just remind our viewers what we're doing. Peppered goat meat.
Spicy goat meat.
Spicy goat meat.
On couscous.
On couscous.
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice dish to have on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So I think it's fine.
Is it caramelized?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bit translucent now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just let me show you. So I'm trying to get the liquid out.
So okay, so we can get directly to the sauce of the pepper.
You can take that off a bit.
Okay, take it off a little bit.
Yeah. Couscous is actually, people think it's a grain, but it's actually not a grain. It's a form of pasta because it's made from semolina.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Yes.
but how do they get this consistency?
I'm not too sure.
I know semolina is smooth.
Yeah, I think they roll it in water and dry it up.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how it's actually from North Africa.
From North Africa?
Yeah, from those Maghreb countries like Algeria, Morocco.
Right, right.
Okay, back on.
Okay, so back into... Back on the burner there.
You can see it's roughly blended. It still has all the
It's
seeds.
roughly blended. Yeah, so why did you blend it roughly?
Most times when you're cooking, you have a look, a final look you want the dish to look like.
Yeah.
So this was what I didn't want that too pasty like. Yeah.
Can you move the goat meat away? Mike Messi
Yes,
just
move, Mike.
Mike has been working hard in the garden, so he feels like he deserves.
No need, don't worry.
We've counted.
We've counted
it.
Yes,
the
we have.
Pieces. You know how you know how your mother would say. You know how your mother would say during Christmas. We've counted the chicken.
One must not miss.
One must not miss.
This one was not fried well.
Have you ever stolen
leave it.
meat from the pot and then they punished everybody?
Confirm, lah.
They say everybody should confess.
Everybody confess. Nobody agrees to confess.
Confirm, lah. Confirm.
But you know, that's actually team spirit because nobody wants to. Everybody knows who took it, but they're just saving
there's
you.
always a criminal.
There's a criminal.
If there are 6 children, there's one criminal
There's
among
one
them.
bad one among.
And everybody knows that it's him that stole it. But
They know that if you.
Mike just put goat meat in his mouth.
Mike, was that not hot?
Me?
Was that not hot?
Which mouth? Me? I don't think anything. No, it's not the same thing. 1, 2. How many is this goat meat, sir? Is it this goat meat? What's he going to do this thing? Because this goat meat is not like Gilly.
No.
Okay, but you're doing quite a good job ensuring that.
But you know you don't like oyinbo food now. Are you sure you can eat this?
Who doesn't like?
This is couscous.
This is gari.
It's not gari. It's not gari.
This popo gari. That's just it's popo
But really,
gari.
it kind of looks like popo gari.
What's popo gari?
How do you know popo
No, you had
gari?
jepota before now. You know, they're like gari molds that they are into like clusters.
You don't know popo gari?
There's thicker.
They're dried. So just look at this in a cluster, but in like a cracker.
What will you use it for?
You eat it.
Okay. So
You know you had jepota before, so.
no, please. Don't even put that,
No, you had
that tag
jepota
on me
now.
this morning.
For you to say what is popo gari, there's no need to even ask how.
So you eat it like that, or you put it in water?
No, you eat it like that.
So
Some are a bit salted. I eat it with edible worm. You know edible worms? He doesn't know.
No, I mean, I don't say edible.
Somebody has Paco here right now.
I don't say edible. But you mean no edible now? The caterpillar, the worm,
Yeah,
and
they're
all
like
that.
worms, they're like maggots, edible worms.
They put it through one stick like this.
In fact, yeah.
It is very crunchy, but I don't know. I've never tasted that. I don't used to eat it.
Today you are officially.
Those days when you're traveling, I just pass
partially.
all those Efuru junction. Then
Yeah.
when you're heading towards Warri, you just see edible on the road plenty. So it's called edible. Edible. Once you also
You eat it with that popo gari.
Once I eat it,
But I haven't eaten that edible worm. I always
boy.
see it. But I can't, just because it's a maggot, I can't actually bring myself to.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna look for it.
You can't see it in Lagos. So.
I can't find it in Lagos.
No, you
No,
can't.
you know there are some places now you go, you see.
But it won't be fresh.
I'm going to
They
try
have
to
brought
find
it all the
So
way.
anyway, while the pepper
Yeah.
sauce is
We
is
need the
cooking,
water to dry
so
out.
we need it to dry up a little bit,
Yeah.
and we're going to be putting the
Mike.
we're going to be transferring the goat meat in there.
Yeah.
And
Don't be entering that place.
yes, the goat meat is coming in here. But anyway, we're going to take a break now and be back with
Yeah, we have some EPL.
we're
EPL.
working some EPL talk right after this with Mike.
Now, September saw the release of London Boy's single titled Double Double. Now, he has another release out called London Loved. Now, soon after that, he says he has plans for even more releases in 2020. It's great to have you on set, London Boy.
Yeah, thank you.
So, okay, you know I have to ask, London Boy.
Yeah.
Why not Lagos Boy, Niger Boy? Why London Boy?
I think that name started way back.
Okay.
From when I was born, you know.
Okay.
That was the name given to me by my dad.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So you weren't born in London?
No, not really.
Okay. Your dad just called you London Boy?
Yeah, because of the color.
Oh, you were really what, fresh?
Yeah, very
fair?
fair. Yeah.
Okay. All right then. So now music for you.
Okay.
Once it started, did it have, any major impact on your life? Tell us.
Yeah. Music has actually been the thing going for me. Mostly, most times when I feel down, I just once in a while put on my earpiece and listen to music.
Okay.
So music actually makes me feel relaxed and calm.
Okay.
So it has
All
been
right.
going for me for a while.
Do you write the songs yourself or?
No, I write it myself. I just go to the mic and I just flow it out. I don't
Seriously?
actually really write like that, yeah.
Okay. So what genre are we talking about now? Is this Afro pop? Is this soul? Is it R&B? What are we doing?
Yeah, I do Afro pop. I also do soul as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a combination.
What about the song Double Double? What is that? What type of song is that?
That's a pop.
Pop song?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have London Boy in his Hawaii shirt doing a song here in Lagos.
Yeah, sure.
Called Double Double. Take it away.
Hello. Thank God I don't get money. I remember that time where I still there for street too. Small man when no see food to chop. Don't become big man when no get time for food to. Blessings follow
All right, wonderful, wonderful. That was a wonderful performance. Now we're going to take a preview and review of EPL games, a preview of the games coming up this weekend, and probably a little bit of review of the games that happened over the last weekend. And today we've got TVC News Sports analyst, reporter, and presenter Emmanuel Akindubo in the house. It's great to have you, Emmanuel.
Good to be here.
You're welcome. He's making his debut. You see him more often, but he's making his debut on the show today. How are you doing, Emmanuel?
Very well, I'm fine.
All right, great to have you. So the EPL is back, of course, after the distraction, of the Champions League and all of that.
Yeah.
But then we're back. And the biggest news has to be some sort of the resurgence of Manchester United. 4-0, of course, yesterday against AZ Alkmaar, defeated Manchester United. This was, of course, after defeating Manchester City, after defeating Tottenham and all that. Have they turned a corner, Manchester United?
Well, you would want to say they have. I think the response from the boys has been quite incredible, especially with the pressure of the managerial sack we've seen in the EPL in the last few weeks. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been able to rally the boys together. He's been able to deal with the pressure of the sack. Remember that there were talks that it was given a deadline of the game with Tottenham and Manchester City. And it took everything calmly, and the boys just responded. So fantastic. You could say Manchester United may have turned the corner at this point in time.
Did they surprise you against Manchester City?
I always knew Manchester United have a chance against Man City. Look at the season. Their performances against big teams. I think Liverpool have the only side who could, squeeze out a point away from them. They've been outstanding against Chelsea. They've been outstanding against City. They've been outstanding against Leicester. They've been outstanding against probably every other big team in the EPL. I think most of their, weak point has been inability to kill off games where they've had opportunity of dominating at some point. So I think for Manchester United, something to look forward to this weekend. And for Pep Guardiola, is taking everything like a normal, a natural phenomenon. He admitted in the last game against Manchester United that, look, these things happen. We can't be at the top forever. We just have to keep going and see if we could get back to that place. But the class is there. Form may be temporal, class is permanent. You cannot look at that Manchester City team and you don't think this team have what it takes to mount a title challenge. And of course, for Liverpool, they are also not sleeping on their oars at this point in time. They understand that if City gets in their groove, they could go a bounce of 20 matches and get all the points. So it's still a marathon. We've just seen 15 or 16 matches in the EPL. We still have close to 20 matches to go. So I think it's just too early to conclude at this point.
Okay, so both of them, Manchester United will be up against Everton, Manchester City will be up against Arsenal. What are your thoughts about those games?
I think for Manchester City, this will be a great opportunity for them to get their confidence back. A big win against Arsenal would get them into the groove. I think they would want to leave the Emirates with nothing short of 3 points because Arsenal are having a troubled time. Remember, they played in the Europa League yesterday. They still struggled. Coming back from 2 goals against Stade Liège tells you that this team is actually struggling. Yes, they got a 3-1 win on Monday prior to yesterday's game, but it still doesn't show.
Look like the solution.
It doesn't look like the solution. It's not showing the charisma. We saw Duncan Ferguson for Everton. Last week, you could see the drama. You could see the drama. You could see the enthusiasm. I think Lowenberg is not showing enough enthusiasm that he wants to lead his Arsenal side. It's just looking like a stopgap. So the earlier Arsenal management look at a long-term replacement, the better for them. And I think for Manchester City, would look at this game against Arsenal as an opportunity.
As a winnable game. As a winnable game. Wonderful. So Manchester United up probably against a resurgent Everton. Do you think that Duncan Ferguson and the boys can spring up or some sort of a surprise?
I think they can. I think Manchester United, most of their, down performance this season have been against teams who are lesser than them. So I think they would have some struggle against Everton, especially now that they are resurgent and they have this belief that they could actually, get into the group. That Everton side is not a bad side. They've got lots of talent in that team. Marco Silva was just not the man to put all of them together. But I think Ferguson has started on a bright note. The win at the weekend over Chelsea will give them that morale boost to approach Manchester United.
Talking about Chelsea. This is 2 losses in 3 matches. They'll be up this weekend. And do you think Lampard, now, the ban, that's a major thing I want to talk about Chelsea. The ban has been lifted.
So Lampard is trying to play it down. He's trying to give every player in the team that sense of, look, you guys have helped us this far. You guys still have a place in the future. But the players are not seeing this. They know that once the ban is taken out, players like Tammy Abraham will start looking at his back. Players like Mason Mount may not get playing time. So this is reducing their belief on the pitch, and it's affecting the result as well. But of course, the win, qualifying for the Champions League with that win against Lille Metropole at the midweek would also be another tonic for them. So let's see how they respond over the weekend.
Let's see how they respond. Of course, we're going up against Bournemouth, and I think that should be a very winnable game for them. Liverpool will be up against Watford. Do you think Watford, this should be a match or two before they head for the Club World Cup?
This is actually the last game before the World Cup.
Before they head for the Club World Cup and all of that. You see, there's a funny thing about the Carabao Cup. That fixture which will happen a day before their match. Why couldn't the league management come together and decide that this was going to happen? They're going to be playing that.
It's power tussle, man.
I mean,
power tussle.
How does that make
every
sense?
Every of the competitions have got their commercial interest, and nobody wants to, make any competition look bigger than theirs. The FIFA Club World Cup has its own commercial interest. The Carabao Cup has its own commercial interest, and nobody's trying to look like.
Nobody wants to
They
budge.
give the team the opportunity. If you want to play here, play here. If you don't want to play here, we give the slot to someone
academy
else.
team. Would that
Well,
make sense?
that's why you have a large squad. That's why you should have a large squad. I mean, maybe
But this
you
one
would
is still
say
academy.
you
It's
would
not even a large
say-
squad. It's academy.
You would
because-
say Liverpool are now a victim of their own successes. Okay. But I think Liverpool have enough quality to mount that. We've seen that time and time again where Liverpool would rest some key players and they will still get the results.
Get the results.
I think the mentality in the club is incredible at this point in time.
Emmanuel, this was
they will
great.
get it. They will
This was
get
great.
it done.
Thank you so much. I wish we had much more time, but thank you for being on the show, and looking forward to having you much more times. All right.
Always a pleasure.
Okay. All right. So that was it. We're looking forward to games this weekend, and I'm definitely sure you are. Let's know your predictions. Let us know on social media at TVC Connect. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, or you can also add me at Mike Mesikeno. The second lap is done. Let's take this break now. We are back with the third lap.
Welcome back. Now it's time for fashion. Now, if you're one of those people that likes to look elegant, yet understated at the same time, now this is for you. Mariah is contemporary in her women's wear, and she's a designer based right here in Lagos. She's going to be showcasing some looks for us, some understated women's wear looks for the festive season. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I know your name is Grace, so I'm going to call you Grace.
That's
and
fine.
doesn't she look graceful in what she's wearing? My goodness.
Thank you.
So tell me about your piece, the piece you're wearing right now.
Personally, my style is simple.
Okay.
And I went to source for fabrics, and I saw this particular fabric, and immediately what came to mind was the saying that if you look good in burlap, you can look good in anything. And then I just said, you know what?
Yeah.
Simple does it, because the fabric has a bit of details already. So
if you don't know what burlap is, it's basically sackcloth. And she's wearing sackcloth, and she's looking like $1,000,000, I have to say. Welcome to the show. So tell us about these understated looks. What do you call this piece?
This is the Lola dress.
Okay.
And it's just a simple dress, but then the most important thing about any piece is the styling.
Okay.
So this can be worn for the festive season. So you could wear it to work, you could wear it to church, you could wear it for a wedding, but then the most important thing is the styling.
Okay.
So you have your stilettos heels on,
Okay.
and if you want it more glamorous, you could add a bit of a detailed accessory,
Okay.
and then your makeup and your hair does the trick.
Okay, so what sort of fabric did you use for the sleeves here?
So these are organza, but the floral design ones.
Okay, floral design organza. Now, I love the exaggerated sleeve.
Yeah.
But I've not seen this kind of sleeve with this before. What do you call this part here? Is it like a cuff?
Yeah, it's somewhat like a cuff. So it comes here, so it gives the exaggerated sleeve some sort of volume.
Okay.
So it makes it much more exaggerated, and then it doesn't make it. So it creates a balance more or less.
Okay.
So not too much, but not too little. Just the perfect quantity, more or less.
All right then. So I'm moving towards the skirt now. What do they call this type of skirt?
So it's, we'd say this is a fit to flare dress or a mermaid dress.
Okay.
So, and this portion doesn't really have a name, but then these are ruffles.
Okay.
So gathered ruffles, and then it's in 2-layer. So to give it more detail, as we mentioned before, the brand aesthetic was very minimalist. And so we don't want to put too much, but then we want our clients to stand out. And as such, we have to find the perfect way of doing that. And for us, in this dress, this works
Perfectly.
excellently.
All right then. So when you say being understated, there are a lot of people that just don't want the loud. They don't want it to be too blinged out, but they still want to look very classy.
Yeah.
Tell us about this piece.
Okay, so this is the is the Emma pair.
Okay.
So I wanted something that you could wear to work. And then so if you're the type of boss chic person, you could wear to work. It has a detail at the back, but I don't think we can show it right
we can't
now.
turn it now.
So it's like a butterfly or a bow detail at the back. But then, so you come in, you look excellent, and then you give them the kapow when you turn to the back. So yeah.
So it's like almost backless. If we turn this now, this lady might have some objections with that.
Yeah.
So, but I noticed that we have this right here at the collar. What sort of collar is this, first of all?
So this is a shawl collar.
Okay.
But because of the deeper back, we would say it's a plunge neck.
Okay.
Shawl collar. Yes.
All right. So it's not something you see every day.
No, it's not
I didn't think you could have any details at the neck for a shawl collar, but this brooch works perfectly. And it's a simple skirt with what seems like a slit here.
Yeah, so it's an asymmetric skirt. Okay. If you zoom in closely, you'll find that we have like a cut, like an asymmetric cut here, and then this asymmetric slit. At the back, we have a flare cut. So it's simple, but then there's a lot of detail to it. So when the idea is when the wearer wears it, they know what they're wearing and they feel good about themselves. So yeah, that's the goal of Boraya, to make our clients feel like 100.
All right. We have Grace here from Boraya giving us some understated yet very classy looks for the festive season. Hopefully, you've been able to make a choice or two on what you're planning to wear for the week before Christmas. All right, then. So we have to hand it over to Yomi now. Yomi is on standby with a guest.
Thanks so much, TCN. Ayodele Okundare, a.k.a. Sako, is a professional MC with a sense of humor. He carved a niche for himself. It's made him one of Nigeria's major compere and has hosted several events home and abroad. He's joining us this morning. You know, they say his style of comedy is clean, ethical, and family-friendly. And he's going to talk to us about some of these things this morning. How are you doing, sir?
Very good, awesome.
Yeah,
nice to have, thanks for having me this morning.
You know that name, Sako?
Yes.
Some people say it's an acronym for your name. Some people say it's the senior advocate
of comedy.
Of comedy. So which is it?
Okay, both is right. But Sako is my initials. My first name is Sunday Ayodele Chokamadu Kundalari. I'm an half-caste. I'm partly also partly Delta.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so
I like that. Okay, so in Nigerianized half-caste.
Nigerianized. And I got this name while I was secondary school. I just thought when I started doing comedy, I love to make people laugh. And I said to myself, in the future, what name do I want people to call me? I thought of using Sonny Baba. So I wrote down all my names and then I arranged it. I tell you, I just came out. But when I moved to University of Ilorin, a senior colleague referred me as senior advocate of comedy. And I thought it was unique. And so
you added that
I just added that.
So one of the unique things about you used to be a teacher.
Yes.
Is that now a former life or?
Okay. It was when I was waiting for admission. I love literature back in school, and then I repeated SS2 back. My school is not far from Ekose High School. Yeah. So when I started comedy, I think I got engrossed in the comedy that I wasn't reading. It was like everything comedy, you know. And then I repeated SS2, and it dawned on me that yes, everything's comedy, but you need to finish your school first. And so when I repeated SS2, I had to make sure that all the grades that I failed, I made up for it. Mathematics, literature, it was something I loved to do. So when I finished secondary school, while I was waiting for admission, that was a coaching center, and then that was I started teaching them literature.
Interesting. Yes. I like that they say you do family-friendly comedy. So that means I can come to your comedy show with my kids, which is good. But do you think, is it because you are a family man that you also pick a lot of your jokes from, everyday family things around your kids, around your wife and things like that? Okay,
before I started having kids, I started comedy in church. And so I used to be referred to as a gospel comedian. But I said to myself, are you going to take a flight and say, is that pilot a gospel flight, a gospel, captain or whatsoever he is? And so I learned that from my mentor. I'm a product of mentorship from Olli Malam. and then I began to carve. Clean jokes means ethical, family friendly. So I don't refer myself as a gospel comedian, I refer myself as an ethical comedian. And so even before I got married, I used to do clean jokes because I do more times, my SWOT analysis is my strength is in church, in corporate environment. So I know that I can't say things that I can't. So why don't I just make it an habit and do clean jokes anywhere I go? So that's it's not because I'm a family man, but as a family man, I also added advantage because I can talk about my children, I can talk about the experience I've had with my wife, with my in-laws, and it makes it very easy.
I like the what you have also tried to create, because initially we used to hear this thing that someone is either a mainstream comedian or a stand-up or an MC, and then they can't do comedy skits on Instagram, or there are different people that they call Instagram comedians. But you can create skits on Instagram and also do regular.
Yes.
So how did you go into that space and begin to create content?
For me, I'll say to you, my strength, which I talked about the SWOT analysis, my strength and my threat and my opportunities is corporate events. But I started I started as a comedian, and then I evolved to being a comedian with a sense of humor. Because of the feedback that I get from people says, I don't want comedians because comedians go overboard. And when you get feedback like that, they're comedians, and they're also comedians, clean comedians, they're comedians, they're professionals. But when comedians get on stage, because they see people and sometimes they don't even have content to say, and then they just eat on people. And then when they eat on people, they remember their jokes. Right. You know, but me, I say to you that people pay you to make them laugh, not to make jest of them. Right. You know, so my comedy is there. I do MC, master of ceremony, but I also have guys around me because I also train. I also have the opportunity of training proteges. I have proteges, so they come and say, "Sir, let's talk about it." And so my skit is about changing the orientation of mentorship. Mentorship is a privilege. It's a symbiotic relationship, not the fact that when somebody's coming to learn from you, you just turn into.
Anyway, we don't have that much time left on the show, but we want to take one of your skits. Yes. As we go. This is Sako, the comedian. Let's have a look.
You have to communicate with them. Hi, Ted. How are you? You need to sit down there. Sometimes you want to watch news and they're watching Disney Junior. You say, and Ted, after this Disney Junior, I have to watch channels. I have to talk to my daughter, Ariolua. I said, Daddy, okay, after PJ Maxx. She's privileged. Sometimes I have to sing for my children to eat. Sometimes my daughter will say, Daddy, it's not pink plate. I can't eat. Pink plate. They put the plate in. We didn't even have our own plate. They put it in the middle. And you compete for it. You can't drink.
Very nice, very nice. That's Sako the comedian. I mean, it's that was in Aberdeen, right?
That was in Aberdeen, Scotland.
Wow, and it's absolutely amazing. I hope you're still going to be around with us on the show before we round off the show, because there's something special happening with goat meat in the kitchen. You're not going to want to miss it.
Okay,
I'll tell you.
No problem.
Anyway, we still have Chi Girl in the building, and she's going to be joining us very shortly after this break. Yeah.
Welcome back.
She's cracking us up.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
You know she's very special.
Mm-hmm. The amazing Chi Girl.
What up, what up, what up?
Yeah,
she's been in the business for a while now.
A minute. 10 years, matter of fact.
We're going to have like a special sit down with you one of these days.
Yeah.
Where you just take us through this.
Just let me know. Just don't let it be at 4 o'clock, because I know your TVC people like early stuff. But just let a sister know. Give me ample notice so that I can rise up.
Yeah, we'll give you a mixture of Red Bull and
oh, wow.
Wake you up, give you a serious kick in the morning.
But the thing is, we need people like Chi Girl to give us a kick sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, because there's just this energy around you, your performance, even just generally people around you. When they come around you, they just get this positive energy. I don't know, is it easy or how hard is it to just maintain that positive outlook?
Maintaining, I don't know, I think it's with me, I feel like that's my work mode. So I'm a comedian, I'm supposed to make people happy, I'm supposed to make people laugh all the time. So when I'm among people, it doesn't matter how I feel. Like people will tell you when I had a neck brace and I had just had surgery, when I had a walking stick, and they'll come over like, hey, can I get a picture?
And you have a neck brace
I'm
and
like,
you're walking stick.
So I used to ask them, like, do you mind my neck brace being in your picture? And they're like, oh, no, it's mine. Okay.
Wow.
I was going to ask about that, you know, so the surgery you had, you know, it did.
2 surgeries too.
Yeah.
So I was wondering how that, you know, came to be and all that.
I hurt myself. The first surgery I had on my neck, I had a ruptured disc in my C6, C7 up here somewhere. And didn't know. I think it must have happened while I was shooting B.I.G. It was a couple of years ago, so I didn't know until way after. I started having like really bad pain and in my arm, and it's just I couldn't use my right arm. It was just madness. So we had it checked out and had to have surgery. Then I had issues with my back, and then I had a laser procedure done. And I got an infection in my disc, so I was out for the count.
For a while.
For a long time.
But anyway, you're back
For
now,
over a year.
and wow, you're back now, and
oh yes.
new movie out.
Yeah.
New movie project. So talk to us about this film. It's looks like it's
Your
creating
Excellency.
a lot of buzz. I'm seeing a lot of buzz on social media.
Yes, Your Excellency.
You people went to do your own private this thing last week.
It wasn't private. How?
it was actually.
It was special now. The
world
knew.
was aware of it that it was on. You know, you could have came to the venue. They allowed you. Yeah. And it was at our place.
It was strictly by invitation.
Place. You could have, but you know, there was notice to go and get your IV before the event.
True.
But you didn't got yours.
I want to touch on something. So it's considered a political satire.
Yes.
And that is delicate in our environment.
Yeah.
So how did you pull it off that you did not step on that many toes?
You know, the thing is, I think with, because this is Funke Akindele-Bello's directorial debut, as people like to say, I would beg to differ, but that's all right. And I think because of the fact that when you look at how elections go in this space, how chaotic and just it's like literally watching like a cartoon come to life sometimes. How things just happen, and I think it was we take that life, but we try to make it a little funny, and then make it, I guess. People use this word relatable all the time, which I find grammatically, but okay. Yeah. But so people can relate to it and relate with it. So I think they brought those two worlds together, and you have a feel-good film.
Very nice. How long did it take to shoot it, though?
I think they shot for, because you know, everybody comes on set when you need to be on set. So we're not there from day one to day end. So I do believe it took a couple weeks, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think. I'm not sure. I didn't shoot for a couple weeks.
Yeah, you just went in.
Days.
Yeah, you just went and did your thing.
Yeah, some people were on set from beginning to end, like director.
Based on the trailers we've been seeing, it feels like it was a very fun set.
Yeah,
you know, it feels like it was really fun.
Do you see the people inside?
Especially social media has made it seem very fun. But social media with regards to politics, what's your view on that?
See, I'm the one that does not. Like, I feel like I'm on Instagram because I have to be because of work, because we're selling markets, right? Twitter, I hardly ever tweet or go on Twitter because sometimes I go on Twitter to laugh. Because the comments be savage. Sometimes like especially Nigeria Twitter. What? You wanna laugh or you wanna be upset? To give you the two. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think when it comes to politics and social media, you know, everybody has a voice. You have data, hence you can make yourself heard. If you have a couple of MBs, you just go there.
Anyway, before we call for the trailer, I know the private screening was last week. When's the movie out officially?
Today.
Okay, it's out today.
13th. Hello. It's Friday. Yes.
Okay.
So you gotta go. Take your friend. Who take a friend? I take a friend. And then when you finish, you tell a friend to tell a friend, and y'all can go.
I'm sure it's going to be trending from tonight. People are watching it and going crazy over.
My dear, so far as they are going to the cinema to pay the 1.5 or so plus popcorn, you know, you get your popcorn.
Cinema is not 1.5. It means that
some places, some days. Hello, there's 1.5 days. In some places, don't do that. There are. Others might be a bit of 2K, but it's okay like that. You be enjoying. You don't know. You eat your popcorn.
Nowadays, popcorn finishes before the movie starts.
If you eat slow.
Don't eat all your popcorn before the trailer is over.
It's because you eat like 5.5. If you eat the popcorn 1.1. Come on, last.
Add chin to your
popcorn.
So now we're going to see the trailer now. Akin Lewis, Funke Akindele, Shafi Bello, Deyemi Akolowon, Alex Ekubo, and of course, Osas Igodara.
Yeah, let's take a look at the trailer.
extinguish me. Yes, they can fire extinguish me. Yes.
I love Obama, he loves Donald Trump, and together we are going to make Nigeria great again.
All you have to do is say yes, then fund the campaign. Shikenan.
Are you serious?
Catchy bobo, correct bobo, give you anything, only for you. Fronting.
If you become the president, you gotta talk to. I'll just be dashing money up and down.
You know, which money are you dancing? Government money.
Michael Idehe, you should know my husband, the dancer.
Your campaign should be handled by seasoned hands.
I was just trying to give him my opinion about you.
Who asked you? Let the glory of the first lady who's all over me.
Jehovah.
We have to get a pastor that have the email address of God.
God has email nowadays.
The caterpillar of winning.
It is going to be an election like no other before it.
You have tried 3 times and you have failed.
If Donald Trump can do it, so can I.
And it is time for my generation to return this country to glory.
I hope that you are not lazy. Lazy Nigerian youth.
I just happen to be single.
I got some stunner shades on.
Are you saying that you are not romantically involved with any of these women?
No.
You just can't help being a boy sometimes. Your girlfriend tried chucks me, but
Cut.
I don't.
Is that it? That is it.
This is my wife.
Candy. You look even bigger in your life.
And say you have packed out your red nightie, the one that I like.
Well, hello, dear husband. You know what? I will beat you black and blue.
We on fire, they can fire, extinguish me. Yes, they can fire, extinguish me. Yes, they can fire, extinguish me. Yes, plus we on fire, they can fire, extinguish me. Yes, they can fire.
Very nice, very nice.
Yes, great trailer
Your
there.
Excellency is out today.
Yes.
In cinemas.
Yes. All over the country.
So this is the kitchen. Welcome.
No, really, I thought it was the wardrobe.
You are abusing me in my own house.
I never.
Okay.
I just maybe.
I'm just saying.
Sorry,
okay, so
geography.
anyway, so while you guys were away, we were cooking. Chef Ofe and I. This is Chef Ofe.
I don't think you cooked. I saw Chef. Chef looked like she was doing something. You look like you were just spectating and making sure.
No, but to be honest, he fried the meat.
He fried the meat.
I fried the meat. I mixed it. Okay, so Chef.
Let's make him feel happy.
Okay, so
Ofe, tell us what you did. Tell us what you did.
Okay, so this is spicy goat meat on couscous.
Come on.
It's very.
Can you see that in private school? That's it.
So couscous is like a form. It's not a grain. It's like a form of pasta made from semolina, which is a bit healthier than rice.
Yeah.
Goat meat.
Semolina, what plant is that?
Okay, I rest my case.
You know what? We all need to have a taste before the show ends. Tell us what you think about this meal.
Sacco's forming gentleman.
Can we switch? I like using spoon.
Oh yeah.
You use fake.
Yes.
You use fake.
I'll need water because.
My friend, this restaurant, this is not TVC restaurant.
Fiery
This
hot
is
spice.
just, yeah.
Please just eat. Really, Sacco?
So this is the
goat meat.
this is sauce.
Yes.
Goat meat.
Can you please go ahead and taste it, Mr. Sacco?
Well, God is my sauce, so I don't usually like to.
You don't like the word?
Even though God is my sauce, I like human cooked sauce as well.
I'm supposed to be fasting today. If you want to break my fast.
Oh,
It's taste.
goodness.
We said taste.
You said taste. That's all. Taste. Taste.
We tried, it wasn't peppery.
Said it wasn't peppery. It's peppery.
not so peppery.
We have
On
to
a
start
scale of
running
1 to 10, it's like 3.
Okay, you can need to go. Let me test the meat.
You want to taste the meat?
Right, no,
It's
like,
big
you
meat.
didn't
No,
cut
but
it
Ola is gone.
Ola is
We have to start running off the show now. A big thank you.
I'm available on Monday.
Yeah,
You
available.
guys.
This is your excellency, your excellency.
If you guys want to stop by on Monday and Tuesday,
I'm there.
Yes.
we're there as well.
We're going to be wrapping up, but we'll be seeing you on Monday from 6 a.m.
Is that takeaway pack? Takeaway pack. Is that takeaway pack?
Bye.
All right.